Welcome to the Good Neighbors podcast. This is Shields, with your hosts, Brad Shields and Alex McKee.
Sit like this.
No, you need to sit natural.
Yeah, you're good.
I've got a good handful of jokes now.
Okay, yes. Well, we don't necessarily need to hear all of your jokes quite
But
yet.
you need to hear a couple.
So, for our listeners, welcome back. I know it's been a minute. You are taking on the grandpa role very seriously when it comes to your jokes. So, if there's jokes that pop in every now and then, I'm sorry.
I don't know how much they're jokes, but they're life observations. We happened to be on vacation a couple weeks ago, and I'm not going to go the whole one. It was one of the better, at that moment, ad libs I've ever had. It destroyed the room.
No.
It was absolutely phenomenal. And if there was like an award show for being that spontaneous and witty, that was good. So Nick from the winery on the volcano, if you're listening, I know you're telling that joke every time now. Sorry, go ahead.
Let's come back to that. Okay, guys. So welcome back. I'm very excited. I think this may be my favorite podcast yet. Not that we've done many, but because this is the first one of 2024.
2024. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's the beginning of February.
My birthday's over.
And January's gone. Blink of an eye. But that made my planning really easy. I want to reflect a little bit on 2023 and look at some numbers and look at where we want to go this year. But before that, I want to talk about our new product release. So every time we get on here, I want to share a new product, and I'm going to share what it is. I would like for you to explain a little bit about what this machine does.
Okay.
It's not one that people are like, oh, I know what that is. But you see them on the highway anytime you see construction. So what it is we just got our form, fit, and function approval from a customer we've been working with for the Wirtgen reclaimer door.
So first off, Wirtgen, if you're going to look it up, is spelled with a W, not a V.
Yes. And so you may...
There's a reason why that language did that. But you don't want me to go in that history right now because first off, most people won't comprehend it. But there's
just like your jokes.
There's a big reason that it's, a Wirtgen, not a Wirtgen.
Yep. Okay.
Unless you're from Paragon and it's a Wirtgen still.
Anyways, so really excited about this door because now we have a door and we offer the windshield. We've offered the windshield for a while. We haven't pushed it in the market. Now that we've got the door, I plan on pushing the sets quite a bit.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit, what does the Wirtgen reclaimer do?
Well, it's an amazing machine. And like you said, everybody's seen it, but you have no idea what it does. You know what a dozer does, an earth mover. Basically, it looks like something from a Star Wars movie. It's fairly large. It's really large. And it basically drives on the road, the old road, and it chews it up. And it sifts it through, and it spits it out in some of it very reusable material.
Almost like a recycling.
Almost like recycling, but it's amazing. As it moves along very slowly, the road's gone. And it's the asphalt, the concrete, and it's a terrifying machine to think about what it does. Like if
you don't want to fall in front of it.
Well, like if your kittens fell down in there, they probably wouldn't make it. But no one cares about kittens.
Oh.
Now puppies, we're stopping the whole project. But yeah, it's an amazing machine, and if you think about that combined with those gigantic pavers now.
Yeah.
That they're almost like the cartoon world, the Jetson world, where you'd see it chopped up and laid down right like this. In between there, they're doing less and less prep work they have to. And it's damn near where road chewed up, road back down. Incredible. It's amazing. It's an amazing machine.
So we know a lot of our customers buy our products for safety. This wouldn't necessarily consider it a safety issue. So why put our windows in it?
Well, you're right. It always is safety, though. I mean, anytime glass breaks, there's a potential for something bad happen to the operator or someone nearby. But that's not the one driving this. The one driving this is the harmonics, the vibration of this machine have got to be just amazing. Air ride seat for your operator, so he or she are comfortable. But the glass is going to break.
Yeah.
It's going to break on the way to the site. You're going to get all kinds of fragments coming up, hitting it. Not enough to be scary, like, I need a forestry package. But when that window breaks, that machine's done until it gets a replacement.
You're replacing it on site, most likely.
Oh my gosh! And the size of the machine, you're not pulling that thing back to the shop.
No.
And the timeline's down. So you take my little chew up, spit out finish.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this one broke. Everybody sits there. Now all these homeboys now and the home gals are going back to the Holiday Inn suites and eating buffet and waiting to work again.
Mm-hmm.
And what's even worse, that keeps them away from home more. That keeps the job going, and it just
your expenses go up tremendously.
Yes, right. And so it's one of those things that keeps you on time. We want to keep you safe. We also want to keep you on time. Safety's first. We want to keep you on time, and actually, we want better performance. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go into the thermal properties and acoustic properties, but there's a lot more to it than just this doesn't break.
Yeah. And so as we're going to sell these, we offer them in all three of our main gauges that we have right now: 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch thick. We have found after working with our customers that the 3/8 thickness is the appropriate thickness for both the front windshield and the door. Yep. The door is flat. Front windshield's got a big, beautiful curve to it.
Giant.
It's a big window. And with that size of windows, and we'll talk about, in another episode, we'll talk about properties of polycarbonate. Okay. And stuff, but you're going to get the 3/8 is going to have the rigidity that you're wanting,
right?
And the strength. 1/2 inch is overkill.
Overkill.
You're paying for something you don't necessarily need, and 1/4 inch, it will work, but you're probably not going to be very happy with it with the movement.
Well, as far as safety for these guys,
it's great.
They could go 3/16, maybe even 1/8 inch. They're not getting polycarbonate's not getting challenged.
No, and that's why we don't even offer that.
No, but they'll get the oil canning. What happens is you're going to feel like the window's not, it's not top of the line. It's going to wobble on you. It's going to move on you.
The integrity of the window, you will be questioning.
Yeah, you would be questioning that.
Yeah, even though it's fine.
Even though it's fine. So that's where 3/8 becomes nice and rigid without too much weight. It's right in between.
Yeah. So awesome. So with that product going live, it'll go live next week as we get it on the market. But that, being the beginning of the year, I want to talk about 2023.
When they put code in, and this is something for Paul maybe, and they search our windows or they search things, I'm not kidding here. Mm-hmm. This is we should spell Vertkin with a V as well as a W for when they search it, right?
Autocorrect. If they're searching in a notable,
you don't think that was brilliant?
If they're searching,
I got fanfare. All right, forget it.
If they're searching in a good database, we should be fine. But I want to go back. I want to talk about 2023. So I've got a few numbers that we've talked about, we've reviewed with our team, and it was a hell of a year.
Yes, it was.
Right? It's a phone.
It's a what?
It'll go away.
What is it?
It's a phone.
Okay.
Sorry.
I don't answer my phone.
Okay. So 2023 was a hell of a year.
Yes,
a lot of records, a lot of growth, a lot of change, an exhausting year.
Honey.
But it's just starting.
It's just
starting, I know. But I also had a baby in the middle of all that. So with that, we had 8 record months based on your tracking.
Yes.
And I would honestly consider looking at our throughput was pretty impressive this year as well to keep up with all the changes on top of it. So we had 8 record months. Yes. October was the best month in the company's history when it comes to sales orders.
Sales orders, yes.
And sales coming in
dollars. I mean, and volume and everything.
And everything else that comes after it.
Right.
But none of that happens within the same month.
Correct.
For manufacturing. So incredible there. It will be difficult. I think that our 6% goal growth this year will really help. 10% throughput, 6% increase in customer base. So really excited for that. One of the bigger things that I was pumped up about, and I hope our team sees that as well, is we shipped 20,244 parts last year. which was an 8% increase in our throughput
Yep.
from the prior year, and that was another 6% on top of that. I mean, our growth has just been tremendous.
And I mentioned this at our company holiday dinner.
Mhm.
My proudest thing about that is that's over 20,000 operators are staying on time and going home safe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's 20,000 minimum, because there may be 3 or 4 folks operating that one cab. And so it's not just the sheer volume, which is awesome, but it's the start of the impact that we can be a integral partner in the world of construction to help them not just stay safe, but stay more
Stay on
efficient,
time, be a better
stay
business.
on time. And really, like you said, I like gimmick products. I mean, I'm a sucker for the targeted ads, but that's not what we are.
No.
And now that we've got this last year over 20,000 new ones out there, that's where most our growth is going to happen. No matter, I love our marketing, I love our strategies, but it's going to happen when. I get it now. That's what it is. Okay.
Just talk a little louder.
But it's when contractor A tells contractor B,
mm-hmm.
That's it. There's no more verifications needed.
Well, and you know what's even great is this year alone, 2 times now, it wasn't even contractor A to contractor B. It was director of safety.
Yeah,
from
really.
a big company to
Yeah.
a director of safety to another company, and they're the ones referring us, and that it speaks volumes.
Yeah, and that, you know, I guess romantically, I'm still attached more to our individual retail, the men and women that work every day. But
and you should stay there, because my mind is somewhere else. Which, not that it's not with them.
Right. Now
I'm give to the masses, supply the masses.
Right, and that's great. I'd like to.
No, I'm on sustainability.
I'd like to take my truck, by the way, which is the baddest ass truck on the planet.
We'll have to have a flash of it come up.
Oh yeah, we need a picture of that. I mean, are you shitting me?
Check out our Facebook. It's on there.
Oh yeah, it's all over it. But I want to put them back in my window and go door to door, and I just want to sell to contractors.
Yeah.
You know, I still like walking up to construction sites and talking to, you know, Johnny or Janie, whoever, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, for real."
Yeah.
So I still enjoy that, but yeah, the growth for 24 is important, I think, and we really haven't talked about this yet. We started to, but vacation, I ended up being just vacation. You guys did your shit. No, I took this vacation off.
This the most. Besides dealing with the machine down, that's all we really dealt with.
Right. Well,
but
if we match, I know you have your goals on. If we match 23,
I'd be very happy.
But do it
better.
Better. I don't need to do it bad.
No,
but do it more efficiently.
We had so many out of our hands things come up. You know, material issues, machines down, you know, stuff that we're working on preventing and being more sustainable. But one thing that I wanted to talk to you about was gut feeling, right? We always talk about the market and what our piece of pie, what's our percentage in the market. And our percentage in the market, there's 2 markets I think of. There's the polycarbonate market, right? And then there's the window market.
Right.
And our percentage in both is increasing quite drastically, which is great. The inquiries that I've had this year and the customers that I'm working with right now are not, you know, we've got our new distributors and we've got people wanting to find that piece of their, the sliver of their pie, right? That helps our efficiency as well. But it's we're catching the attention of that railroad company, shelter company, the people who just need our material. And we're finding ourselves in different
and in our
industries.
strategy, I don't think I make any secret of this. I really don't give a shit about the polycarbonate market. I'm not competing against them. Are you kidding me?
It's not as big as
it's not.
20 years from now, we may be.
And it's not like I'm sitting there bad mouthing anybody else making it, but they don't do what we do.
No.
They certainly don't do it how we do it. But it's the window world.
Yeah.
And you know,
that's
where it's a huge world. And that's what I'm after. I'm not, you know, I'll tell you right now, I'm not after looking to make the next cheapest widget. I'm not trying to do something that's a quick sale in the sense of let's just get it done. No, these are solutions. And that's what we want. So
Yeah.
As long as I see glass, we're going to grow.
And oddly enough, actually not odd, I think that naturally we come to some of these segues and connections when we look at the market we're going after. And I want to transition to talk about our core values. And I think what we're attacking, and I'll talk about my boat analogy another time, but what we're attacking in the water, what we're going after, these windows, all have to do with the core values that we just instilled. And I'm very excited about these.
I am too.
So we've always had our
quality statement
and our
mission
statement. Thank you.
Almost the same with
so give us our mission statement, the one we're using now.
Well, and just what I said right there, if you don't understand me, you may think I'm contradicting myself, but we want to be the world leader in formed and post-coated polycarbonate. Period.
And we're pursuing that.
And that sounds like I'm trying to compete against the polycarbonate world. I'm not.
Yeah.
You know,
it's there's a distinction, and
every sandbox has sand that swaps out of it, and that can play out there. But
we're in the sandbox.
So
our new core values that I'm very excited about.
Excuse me, honey. I'm not overcorrecting. Not our new ones. Just much better defined
and established,
and able to track.
I think the word I really liked, I want to push with this, and hopefully our team understand, is embody.
Yeah, right.
The embodiment of these core values.
And being able to define it's not an easy job. People think that you come in and you get a new consultant in 3 days. I'll help you work your core values. Are you shitting me? You have to be with us for a long time.
Years.
To even understand it all.
So it all came to me one time when I was reading our mission statement, and I was putting it in. I was working on the baseline of my end of the year presentation, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, to be the world leader in formed post-coated polycarbonate. Okay, and I'm thinking about it, and the question dawned on me: how? There's a lot of answers to that, but how do we get there? And how can anybody on our team, on our floor, say, all right, that's what we're going for. That's what we're going to be. How am I a part of that? Right. How do I contribute to that?
I think that's a great question. I've never asked that. I've never really thought of that like that. And it's wonderful.
That's where the core values.
How does my third week employee, who, given their second chance, just on probation, just maybe even out of whatever, we're talking someone who is just struggling to get their life back. We work, and very proud of some of the people we've worked with and some of the groups we work with to give second and third chances in life. And
we lead to the water.
Employment life.
We lead to the water.
Yeah. And so, how can they feel like they are contributing? They can look up at a few of the employees, and not a few, a lot of our senior employees will go, oh, hell yeah.
And they can, okay, I'm making my window, I form, I do these things, I do my job, but it's so much more to that. And so our core values, we'll share with them. I really like them. And, it took me a while. I started thinking about this in about September, had a few ideas, mold some things around. And then after some of the conversations that we had, these came from the conflicts we had with other people, with vendors, with customers, and I say conflicts, speed bumps, waves, whatever word you want to use. They came from those because I got so frustrated, being candid, with a lack of these qualities from other people. I said, this is how we do it. This is how I want to do it. And then I finally found the words, and you used one of the words heavily, and it stuck with me. I use one of the words every day, and it sticks with me. And so we have the 3 I's.
Right, and with the 3 I's, what's funny, the one that sticks with you and the one that sticks with me are the ones that individuals can be the most part of. The middle one is a process.
The middle one is
of those
company.
Two.
Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting how that works.
We should probably share them.
Pardon me?
We should probably share them.
We probably should.
So our 3 I's, our core values that we will embody to be the world leader, is intention, innovation, and integrity.
Yes.
And those 3 words are so big and so deep and so many definitions that we are going to have to come back and we'll talk about these individually. And honestly, I think they're worth spending a whole episode on each one.
2 of them certainly are. Innovation is the least complex in one sense.
In one sense, but extremely in others.
It's pretty damn straightforward.
Because everything that every intention we have, every decision we make has to have the intention to be innovative.
Right.
Without remaking the wheel.
Yeah, so the result can be innovation. And with that speaking, and not to play word games, because I despise word games and I despise, I can't come out of a corporate meeting and go, okay, we got these words, this is great, now we're done.
We'll circle back to it.
So we'll circle back. God damn.
Anyway, I actually have only ever used that once in real life, and I beat myself up for it.
I've used it a lot, making fun of people to their face.
Yeah, but no, I was serious. I'm like, it fit that moment, and I'm like, oh, it was bad.
Well, I'm like, well, first off, after we vertically integrate.
Okay, we have a few minutes left.
Okay.
Let's stay focused on our core values.
So innovation is what it is, and also I'll be more reluctant to openly talk a lot of innovation because a lot of our innovation you're not going to find in a box. So that's a lot more private. That's a lot more held to the vest.
And I talk about the book you're going to read after I'm done with it, that I'm really excited about. It kind of reinforced. You didn't come straight out of the business book model. You were not put in a box from that, right?
No.
And I didn't. And I'm not saying this is a negative towards the business schools or engineering schools or any of those schoolings, but we've found that we move in a different way that works for us. And from things I'm reading, it's very validating that I'm not missing out on things.
No, it is not. Yeah, it is nice to see. I like to be unique, but it's also like Jim Cook's book, Sam Adams.
Yeah,
and more about marketing. But the thing that, at the end of the day, what we were doing before he was doing it, well, at the same time, really, was the same thing, though. Regardless of everything else, if you don't have the best product, pardon me?
Beer just easier sell.
I don't know. There's just a lot more consumed.
Back then, that's true.
But if you do not have the best product, everything else you're doing is a waste of damn time, or it's fooling people. Like, Peyton Manning selling out and doing all that shit now, whatever. That's okay. If I need to buy a sellout to sell my product, no. If you have the best product, your marketing's not done.
But it's there.
It's there. And that's what Sam Adams did. And it was great to read that for me because I was like,
okay.
That's what I've been trying to do and trying to save my whole life. It had saved a lot of arguments when I was younger.
And now it's a simple explanation of we educate, we don't sell.
Exactly.
We educate. It goes hand in hand. There is no scheme. There is no push. There's no lie. And all of that and all of these decisions, I think a lot of it comes from who we are as people. Right. I think being a small town, I think being in the Midwest, slower pace when it comes to life in general, and some of these things, being part of an organization, volunteering in town, but as a people, and I think our company really can embody this, the integrity, the intention. And I think we could have a debate on this. I think that the intention may be the hardest one to achieve.
Oh, I can't argue that at all. I think
because it's one that you have to pause and you have to make that choice.
Well, I could go
sometimes.
On, and if you'll ever give it to me, I could do a full show on each word, if not more.
Oh, I think we should.
But with that, the thing, there's surface definitions of integrity and intention, and those are great.
Absolutely.
But I'll give you one. Intention is the tortoise.
Okay.
The hare is completely not intentional. And just start with that aspect. And intention is patience. Intention is toughness.
Understanding.
It's understanding. It's got to have some empathy and compassion in it with your intention. It has to have some knowledge, but it has to have the intention has to have the ability to learn. Mm-hmm. That's one of the damn things people think. And other worlds, in the glass world especially, and the engineers in designing cabs and glass, they don't have the intention to truly get better. They think they do. But their intention isn't to get better. Their intention is to take the same mousetrap that's already been built and either make it cheaper or make it different, but not necessarily make it better. And so the intention starts there across the board. There's days your intention only is to not start a damn fight because I had a horrible night or I had a horrible thing going on. So your intention doesn't have to be every day that I'm going to be all this. So intention, we can talk a lot about that.
We will.
And
we
integrity,
will.
I think there's a nice, not twist on integrity, but there's a lot of depth.
There's depth. There's
a
so
lot
many
of depth
layers
to integrity that people, think of it.
That's our alarm. So,
and we should plan this together before the next video instead of during the video.
We'll go through a lot. No, I think it's great.
I didn't tell a single story.
That's okay. We got a lot more time. So we're gonna wrap up and we'll come back probably with our core values.
Yeah, but the wine on the volcano was called Volcano Blush.
It was.
And you know how you make it? Pull its pants down.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for tuning in to the This is Shields podcast. To learn more about Shields and our commitment to windshields with performance-proven toughness, visit us at shieldswindshields.com. For any inquiries or to explore our range of products, give us a call at 1-800-554-7527. For quick assistance, you can also text us at 765-913-8121. Stop by our headquarters at 1000 Industrial Drive in Martinsville, Indiana, to experience firsthand the excellence we put into every product we make. For any further information or questions, feel free to send an email to info@shieldswindshields.com. We'd love to hear from you. Once again, thank you for tuning into this episode of the This is Shields podcast. Keep pushing the boundaries of performance and stay inspired.